Good evening. Wow, it is a very crowded evening tonight, and I thank you for coming on time. It's really a good turnout today. So my name is Darren. I'm going to just continue because in the interest of all those who came early, I think I should start, right? Otherwise, not fair to you all, huh? Okay, can I say that? Okay, good. So this is going to be a session of trust planning, trust structuring. So I will just make sure that everyone who's here is coming for the same topic or right topic. Otherwise, after a while, I start to see some blur faces, and then very difficult to go out of the room also. So I better tell you first, okay? The topic is what you all sign up for, correct, huh? Oh, no mistake, okay? All right, so my name is Darren, and you probably do not know me. I'm just going to introduce myself, okay? So this is me. I'm a lecturer for the company as well. I do quite a lot of teaching for them. And of course, today is a trust structuring session. So you will ask, hey, what do you have in terms of qualifications to come and talk to us about trust? So first and foremost, I've been here for 15 years. That's my background with the company. Number two, unlike the usual talks you've been to, this is not a law firm. So I say properly first, this is not a law firm. This is a trustee firm. How many of you have been to a trustee firm before? Okay, so if you're existing client, okay, come take a seat. Yeah. So a trustee firm and a law firm very different. A trustee firm means that we are a licensed trust company with the MAS, which means the work we do is very specialized into this area called trust. And of course, if you have known us a little bit more, you probably know we have a few divisions here. One of the divisions do will writing. One of the divisions is the trust department. One of the divisions is also estate administration department. So unlike some of the firms where you could have done a will with and then you say bye-bye, we say hello. We say hello again every other year. Because you would have actually got into a system with us when you start doing some work with us. Not just do the will and then bye-bye. Because if you've done a trust with us, we continue to engage you and continue this engagement every year because this is not a one-time work. We are on standby to be your trustee, so this is an ongoing work. So it's a bit different. Okay? So, of course, if you want to know my profile, you can. I'm a member of STEP, the Society of Trust and Estate Planning. It's a non-profit organization in UK. People like me who are very passionate about trust planning. This is my practice areas: contentious trust and estate, cross-border estates. These are my trust specialization. And I'm a full member, which means that under the directory, if you can find, this is what they write. We offer the greatest level of benefits, okay, including the destination. So I'm a TP, which also means that people like me are very deep inside, very deep into the trust planning world. Okay, so this is the first thing. So if you want to know more about me, you can. And STEP is a global professional body with more than 22,000 people. So it doesn't mean that I'm the only one here. There's 22,000 of us around the world because this is a global problem, global solution we're trying to do now. Why do I say global? Because some of you may have assets in Singapore, some of you may be having assets in Australia, some of you may be having assets in UK. And then when things happen, this is a global issue, right or not? So if you have some global assets, then this is a global solution we need to do for you. Okay, and I need to then seek out my friends in other jurisdictions to do this for you. Because why? Singapore is uniquely no capital gains tax, no estate duty. But is that the same with everyone everywhere in the world? Is that the same? No, some of you very happily go Japan. Some people buy bags, some people buy houses, If you buy houses, you carry a different kind of problem come back. Huh? So I tell you, please keep your traveling to fun, eat, enjoy. Don't buy houses, please. Unless you really like the place. And then you understand the tax exposure first. Don't buy it and come back and say, how like that? I say, what do I do? And now I got to solve the problem. Then I'll ask the next question. Are you prepared to hold longer term or not? Or you're just here to make quick money? Well, then this discussion is a bit longer. How many of you like Thailand? You like, huh? You like Zhuhao, Just go and eat, buy your things from the supermarket. Don't buy house. Later got a different set of problem. Because do you know the real estate industry in Thailand, how it works? You cannot find a real estate agent. Everyone can be a real estate agent. Do you know that? I've been trying to help a client dispose her house. Her how many? $800,000 Sing dollar condo in a very upscale Japanese area. Good rental. But cannot sell. Nobody know how to sell. No. So I tell you, please keep your enjoyment during travel to food, and more food. Cannot. Just these three 就好了, okay? Don't go too far off and buy property. Okay, so I'm a specialist in inheritance and succession planning like all my other members of staff. So this is me. Okay, Ken? Good. I say enough already. I think finally the seats are all filled. So I continue, okay? Okay, so I'm a trainer, I'm a lecturer on all these topics. The basic knowledge for especially financial advisors in Singapore. I train them a lot on the estate planning courses. And for some of you who are business, any business owners in the house today? Okay, then I also do this topic and I train on buy-sell agreement or arrangements for business owner. So that's me, okay? And the talk will be familiar to you if you have ever been to any of these companies, because I do a lot for the different insurance companies. Country clubs, I did one for Seletar Country Club. Any member? Don't have. Any SICC member? Got or not? Why I ask SICC? Because you must know the bylaw. SICC bylaw says if you have the SICC membership, your beneficiary must be named inside the will. Otherwise, you have a problem transferring your SICC membership to your beneficiary. So these are the certain experience I came across in my last 15 years. Okay, so I just share all these nuggets with you all. Real estate at one time, very popular, very popular. Property trust, is it still popular now? No, really. What killed property trust? What killed? Correct. Wow, you're so smart. Okay. That time I was getting a lot of invitation to speak for property trust. After that, it died straight away. And I tell you, a lot of property trusts today are done wrongly. So IRAS is going to come slowly. They settle the 101% first. Then they will go after the property trust because too many people set up property trust with a very different purpose. You do the property trust, you use your child's name to buy the house, you pay in full, and then you say you're the trustee. The next thing is, actually you're not very sure what a trustee do. But you just know that you are going to collect rental, sell the house, and the money go where? Your pocket or the child's pocket? Supposed to be child, but end up go to your pocket. Then salah already long. So you don't know how to answer. You cannot buy property trust, please. Don't do that. Because when subjected to very intense grilling, very difficult to answer questions by IRAS. Okay, so this is the disclaimer. And okay, this is nothing much, just disclaimer. Telling you that today, everything that we do is a sharing session. You cannot pin me on any legal or tax advice because I'm not going to give you any. If you hear any, it's just merely sharing. Can or not? Can, huh? Yeah, so I just want to make this very clear. First thing on us. Have you heard of F4 before? F1 coming, but F4 you know not? Don't know what's F4. Really? Some of you look like you know F4, Okay. Some of you look like you should know F4. Never mind. If you recently heard about the May Day concert in Taiwan, you know F4. This is the F4. You don't think of which F4? This is the F4 I'm talking about. Which F4 are you talking about? Okay, yeah, Liu Xinhua, yeah, some is correct, okay. Okay, actually, this could be your F4, but this is my favorite F4. This is my F4. Huh? You saw what? Oh, you see my content before. Okay, this is my F4. So I tell you something, as I get to a certain age, I got some white hair, right? So I'm not young. I limit myself every month eat one time my favorite food. So there is what? There's a char kway teow, there's a carrot cake, there's a oyster omelette, there's a fried Hokkien mee. I limit myself one time a month to eat one of these only. Cannot eat this every day. I passed the stage already. So this is my F4. How many of you been to any of my F4? Got or not? Oh, you have? Which one is your favorite? Oh, like that only. I'm Michelin star already, so like that. Okay, your standard very high. So if every month I only got one time to eat my favorite food, you think I would choose this award-winning food, or I would just go to my downstairs and then choose one generic store that will sell all kind. I only got one time quota only. You think I'll do this or I will do this? Which one is better? Huh? You will choose one. How many of you are like me? One time quota, you better choose the best. Huh? Like me? Okay, some of you Tin Taiwan, is it will do this? How many of you Tin Taiwan? Oh, nobody Tin Taiwan. Everyone all got taste bud standard. What's my point? What's my point? If I only have one time a month to eat my favorite food, I better choose and eat the best I can find. Agree? So if you are here and you want here to learn about trust planning and you want to do trust, you only got one time right to do it. You don't anyhow do it, no. You don't anyhow do it. Because some people tried to do a trust, but they went to the wrong place to do, and end up the trust came to the newspaper. Saw this article not? Never. Let me help you understand the story. This article came out in 2025, March 16. Just this year. Someone, okay, so I tell you the story, okay? I narrate, okay? The narration is like that. Main character, a father dying from leukemia. Main character. He's got 4 young children and he's dying from leukemia. So he thought to himself, hey, this one, I really must plan properly. So he used his thinking hat and he set up what I call a simple arrangement. He decided the children are very young now, so I will set up an arrangement that every year they'll get 15,000 each until they grow older, let's say 28 years old. By that whole action itself, you all know what is it, right? It's called setting up a trust fund. So every year he was going to do 60,000 a year for the 4 kids. That's the main character's thinking. And you know, he went to, I don't know which law firm, and I'm not going to answer you. I don't know, I never bought to find out. So he went to a law firm to get this done. Lo and behold, he went to maybe which law firm, I don't know, but it did not really get done well. So it ended up going to the courts. Second character and third character. Executor, deceased sister, second character. The other executor, deceased new wife. So if there's a new wife, there must be a no old wife, like ex-wife. You all fell already again. Those who saw my content also fell for you one more time. Not allowed. There's a new wife, there must be a correct, ex-wife. So it says ex-wife. Why is there ex-wife? Because the ex-wife representing the rights of the 4 children. The deceased had 4 children, remember? So this is where you have the orange colors and the blue color. So you see I color coded for you already, which means they are on the opposite side of the whole case. Can you all see that? Now where is the narration? Where is the meat? The meat is here. In his intention, he has a very big property here. Let's just say is 3 million. So he has in his will and his trust, his will says that this big property worth I got 3 million, okay, will give to 3 of them, 1/3 each. So each of them will have 1 million. So you can see the deceased sister has how much? 1 million. The deceased new wife also have 1 million. The 4 children also have 1 million. Good. Thank you very much for the participation. Then after that, the mother of the 4 children asked the opposition, thank you very much for the 1 million. Now where's my 60,000? Because the father said he's going to set up 60,000 every year to give to my 4 kids, ma. So I thank you for the 1 million, which is mine. Now can you give me the 60,000 also? And next year, who do I ask it for? You see where is it going? That is the whole reason why they went to court. Because they couldn't agree. The 60,000 come from where? Is it coming from the children's share, which they already received? Or another new 60,000? So what's the moral of the story? 5 words. 5 words were missing in the whatever arrangement the dying father did. Let me tell you, if this came to me, how do we do it? Or came to any of my fellow colleagues here, how do we do it? We would have written it in this manner. During the trust period, my trustee shall pay in the following manner: to pay $2,500 every month from my children's respective share. These 5 words are missing. If these 5 words were in the will, do you think there'll be a court case? No. Even if you want to attack, you see the whole thing. Yeah, it's already mentioned. Why you argue? Correct or not? But these 5 words were missing in the dying father's will, whichever law firm that he did. I don't know, but it was missing. That's why they went to court. So can you imagine? This is such an important thing. How can you not make it so clear?
Sorry, can you repeat your 5?
From
my children's perspective.
From my children's respective shares. Sorry, the thing came out a little bit different, okay? These 5 words were missing. From my children's respective shares. These 5 words were missing. If these 5 words were inside, do you think there'll be a court case, sir? No. Hard lah. Let me tell you something about life. There's no way you can avoid a court case. You do the will correctly, also will have people contesting it. You do the trust correctly, also have people contesting it. You do the contracting correctly, also have people trying to contest against it. The only thing you can do, if it's all properly drafted, you weaken the opposition until they think it's so silly to go ahead and waste money. But these 5 words were glaringly missing. So everyone thinks they have a chance. Interpretation only what? See whose interpretation is correct, law? Got it? So this is the thing about why I say if you're going to do something so important as a trust, you should do what? Hire a professional. And in Mandarin, what do we say? Oh, sorry, 专业的人做专业的事. Yes. The children have already received 1 million. They have four of them. So it's all parceled out. So that 15,000 will come from each respective own part of the 1 million. Yeah, respective share. Okay? I hope it helps you. Don't worry, we can have another go at it again. Because the money is already given, so you will go out from the 15,000 will come from their own respective shares every year. Okay, so I just want to tell you, same, if I only got 1 time a month to eat my quota, I better find the right store to eat. 1 time quota. So I hope I help you understand how important doing a trust is with the right people. I'm not saying only here. I'm saying find a trustee. Find a corporate trustee. Because we've been in the business for 18 years. This is not the first time you're going to do a trust with us. You're not the first customer. We already have many. We have already in existence right now managing 2.2 billion. Or would manage. So I'm just going to lay down the facts because today all of you are here for an education session. So I just want to tell you a bit more about what we do and how do we do it right. Can? Okay, good. With that, okay. I don't know where you're going to. Oh, sure. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is post-it notes. Post-it notes. Post-it notes you all used before, right? So this story is about post-it notes. Okay, we pause for a while, okay? Give you exercise. How much do you think this post-it note is worth? I tried my best. Nobody in my past seminars have ever interpreted the whole post-it note. The most I make out is only 12 words. See how many words can you make out. See how many words can you make out. How many words can you see? Who can make out the whole thing? Okay. Thank you for having a go. You try. I don't know because I don't know where you're going to see. So you do your best, okay? You adjust yourself. Sorry, So how many of you can see all the words? 有没有? I've been trying to find this missing genius. Don't have. How many of you can see 80% of this post-it note? No, I only manage 40%. But it's okay. It's okay. Every time I try. Maybe one day there'll be someone. How much is worth is the question. But it's not as important as who wrote it. So this is the guy who wrote it. Do you know who is he? It's okay if you don't know. I tell you who is he. Singapore has this thing called Foot Locker, right? The chain of the shoe shop called Foot Locker. He owns the equivalent in US. Many, many times bigger. When he died, because he died early, he was worth $500 million when he died. 500 million. That's how much he was worth when he died. Then why is this post-it note in the story? Because this post-it note was submitted by this person called Mark. Who is Mark? Mark was employed by Tony 2 months before Tony died. And at the meeting where Tony was talking to Mark and asking him to jump ship and come to my company, hey, you know what Tony did not? Tony just used the post-it note, scribble, and said, this is your employment contract. Join me. He said, on, join. After 2 months, no employment contract, no. Then Tony died already. What, you scared or not? You came over from somewhere to join Tony, and 2 months later, Tony died, and then you still don't have an employment contract. Wow, he kanchong. He really kanchong. Then Tony died. He went to court. He submitted this note and tell the judge, Mr. Judge Honor, Tony promised me my employment. This is the one. I'm now interested to get my rights. So you can tell from the heading how much the post-it note was worth. How much? 12.5 million. Whether did Mark really get 12.5 million, I don't know. But certainly he got something good enough that he went out of court settlement. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is the moral of the story again? Okay. The moral of the story, okay, sorry. Sure, no problem. It's okay. No, it's okay. Come. You all make the effort to come, we will accommodate. We just find a way only. We just find a place. I think over there at the sofa, maybe got chance. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for being accommodating all the fellow attendees. Okay. Okay. So, what I want to tell you about this story, what's the moral of the story? What's the message? The message, don't have scribble on post-it note next time. Because post-it note better keep and keep. Don't write any numbers on it. Okay, so this is the story of the post-it note. Someone can die and all they left behind are post-it note. Because when you see Tony's house when he died, the whole house is full of post-it note. He died without a will, by the way. Someone who's worth $500 million died without a will. And in his house is all post-it note. Not only one employment contract, he got many other. Everything's on the wall. Who he owes money to, what he promised people, everything is over there. Got interest? Read up on Tony's story. Okay? And of course, in the interest of time, I will just quickly skip to the important part. I want to tell you a story, but maybe the best way to show you the main character. Do you know who is she? Right? See, that's the best way to introduce the character. This is Lydia Sam. For those who do not know and are not familiar to Hong Kong entertainment scene, she was a very famous TV comedian, host, and very smart. But unfortunately, she died young. How young? 62. When she died, she was really a wealthy lady, and she has a daughter, Joyce, 21 years old. So some children are born from, like me, that wooden spoon. Another kind of children is born with gold spoon. So you guess Joyce is born with what kind of spoon? Diamond spoon. Have you heard of diamond spoon before? Never. Diamond spoon means you like that also got money come on. This is Joyce's life. Because mother is so rich. Mother don't have time. So what mother could do is materially satisfy everything. So Joyce grew up with a very happy life, no worry for money. Go out with friends, guess who treat all the friends? Joyce. Go to party, guess who pay for the bill? Joyce. So Joyce is such a person. Do you want to have Joyce as a friend? Yeah, I also want to know Joyce, but Boliao cannot find. I also want to know Joyce as a friend. But you know, the mother see her daughter like that, she worry, right? Because she's going to die soon, so she worry. Hey, cannot lah, my daughter, I'm going to die soon and there's no more money. How can she live her life like that? So she thought of a very smart way. So she told Joyce, girl, mommy is going to go somewhere very far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my treasures into one box. Then every month, the box will give you some candy. Some candy. You will always have sweet to eat, but don't eat too much. At 35, the whole box will open up and you can have the rest of the treasure. So what was she doing? A trust. So I give you some numbers. How much was Lydia worth? At that point when she died in 2008, she was worth 60 million Hong Kong dollar, equivalent today 17 million Sing dollar. The candies she was talking about is that, girl, every month I give you 20,000 Hong Kong dollar. The equivalent of it in today's term is $5,700 lah. So she was essentially telling her daughter, every month you get 5,700. Can I ask, if today, okay, let's see. If today every month you got 5,700, are you considered poor or not? No. Okay. I also think so. 5,700, hard to say I'm poor, right? Even more higher paid than some people out there. But Joyce is quite broke. In fact, Joyce is broke every month before the 10th of the month. What kind of spoon was she born with again? Diamond spoon. So she really spent like that still. But it took a while for her to understand that, hey, this is cannot make it. Every month before the 10th, I'm broke. I'm broke every month before the 10th. After a while, she really start to do what? Budgeting. For the first time in her life, she knows what's budgeting already. She knows what's called within her means. She knows what is called cannot treat friends all the time. She cannot always be what you call carrot head. She knows this already, the hard way, by being broke every month. I tell you, life was tough for her from 21 onwards. But then, it got better and better with time because she learned through pain. She learned through much, much more suffering. And she don't want to always be broke. So at 35, which was when it was the year 2022, the whole box unlocked. By then, what kind of a person is Joyce? Was Joyce? More same more knowledgeable, more financially what? Savvy, prudent, mature. All these words are what happened to Joyce along the way. And she grew up to be like that. And at 35, that age, she inherited the good house and all the assets. She is ready to properly use it now. So my question is, do you know who's the father of Joyce? Yeah, the father quite rich one. But you know, the father made a mistake. He remarried, have a new child. Bale start again the whole engine. Restart the whole thing again. So the father, although was still very much actively at work, but cannot take care of Joyce. And Joyce never asked her father for money. Don't want to also. So Joyce really grew up the hard way. So my question to all of you is, do you like what Lydia has done for her daughter? Yes or no? Yes, you like, Would you like to do the same too? That's why I tell you, after you all know me, your children hate me one. If you ever become my client, your children will hate me because I will tell you first thing. Every time if someone new come to my life as a client, I will tell them, go back and tell your children there's nothing for you. I'm going to just sell stuff. Okay, I'm going to live my life extravagantly. First mistake most parents make. Start telling your children what is yours. Boy, this house next time is yours already. This one is a mistake. Mistake number one. Don't keep telling your children what will be theirs. Go back and tell them nothing will come to you. Where you go? Seminar? Wow, they hate me. Because the first mistake most people do is to tell their children what they're going to get in the future. You have started to dig your own grave. Why? When things go wrong, you say you want to sell the house, they say cannot. This is mine, not yours. So don't do this kind of thing. So come to this place, you must learn to be smarter. We always help our clients become smarter. So go back. What do you tell your children? Nothing belongs to you anymore. Ha ha ha. Just laugh. Ha ha ha. Nothing belongs to you anymore. Everything will be me and mama. Me or papa. We will all spend everything and you make your own money. Can you all do that? Then this is the most effective objective I have today. Because my KPI is to make you all understand this. Okay? Now, if you like to do the same for Joyce, if you have a daughter like Joyce or a son like Joyce, you want to do the same, then I got to teach you what is trust. So now we come to some proper lesson. Definition of a trust. This is the boring part, okay? So I tell you, how you look at this is this. Okay, how you look at the picture is this. If you have all the assets, your legal title is called settler. S-E-T-T-L-O-R. If you are having all the assets, you're called a settler. The person you're caring for is called a beneficiary. Can you accept these two words? Settler and beneficiaries. So when Joyce was a beneficiary, the settler was who? The mother, Lydia. Lydia looked at her daughter, cannot make it. No financial maturity. So Lydia go and do what? Find a trustee, a third party. This third party will act according to what leader wants and takes care of the beneficiary choice. So how many characters have I introduced you? 3. Settler, beneficiaries, trustee. Correct? These 3. So in order to make this whole thing happen, there must be a trust deed. There must be assets. Oh? So now, how many have you learned? 5 things already. Settler, beneficiaries, trustee, then what? Trust assets, then trust deed. Thank you very much. Now the most difficult part is over. Now easy already. Apply. So we're going to look at this post-it note again. Allow. I place $30 on the table. Now it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to work. Can you keep this $30 for me and then buy lunch for the 3 kids at 12 p.m.? Signed, Abu. Oh, cannot. Go stun. Okay. This is the post-it note. Can you understand the message? Who wrote to who? Abu wrote to Allow. So let's try. Who are the beneficiaries? 3 kids. What is the trust asset? Then who is the settlor? Abu. Who's the trustee? Allow. Then where's the trust deed? Post-it note. Can you give yourself a clap? You all graduated already. All right. That's it. The trust is so simple. You all know what's the trust already. Just by knowing these 5 things, you know what's the trust. A lot of people tell you trust is very confusing. No lah. They just gasa only. It's as simple as like that. 5 things only. Now we apply. You want to apply? Oh, you want to apply? So let's see how to apply. If you have come to this talk, it's because you have either done a will or are looking to do one or have already done that. So in a will, most of the time, you do what you call immediate distribution. Correct or not? Immediate distribution means what? In my will, you probably say something like, all my assets divide equally among my 3 children, 5 children, equally. Correct? Immediate distribution. What you did not know is that you can do 2 other things, delayed and conditional. What is delayed? So, example, if immediate distribution is I give 100,000 equally to all my children, then a delayed manner is that I give 100,000 equally to all my children, but they can only receive their own share at 30 years old. Can you see where the delay is? 30 years old. So 28, can you get or not? Cannot. So you delay 30. So in Joyce and Lydia's case, the age was 35. So that was a delayed distribution. Next one, more powerful one. Conditional. Conditional means what? Example. I give 100,000 equally to all my children. They can only receive their own share upon 21 and only if they are married. So where's the condition? 21 now can get, no? Condition is must be married. Powerful or not? Powerful. Yeah lah. Conditions distribution. So let me tell you, after knowing these 2 superpower of the trust, a lot of people are very happy. Then don't have law. So now you know what happened? The child has to get married. Some of them are more creative. I did a lot of versions. You want to hear some of the version I do or not? Some of the version I do okay. All of you are rich people. You believe a lot in education. So what you do, you will say, if my children can go overseas, I will sponsor them. Correct. Wow, so later I see the life of some of the clients are very difficult. Wow, so much vested in education, right? They send one child to UK, one child to Australia, one child to US. Then all don't want to come back. Now the elderly couple's retirement life is what? Fly long. 3 months US, 3 months UK, 3 months Australia, 3 months Singapore. Hey, I finally can come back. You make life difficult for yourself only, I tell you. And then I asked them one question. Ma'am, how y'all take holiday together? When y'all take holiday together? Say Christmas. Christmas is the only time we will take holiday together. Then if you're not around anymore, how y'all take holiday? There are 3 children in 3 continents, 3 different time zones. Do you know the impact? When you and your husband pass away, these 3 kids probably will not meet again. Unless they got good reason. Correct or not? then isn't it very sad? Very sad that your 3 children are not going to talk to each other again. Plus different time zone, nothing common to talk about. All have their 3 family. How to solve the problem? They say, yeah, Darren, how to solve? Do you want them to be close or not? What's the answer? 1. Okay, so I teach you. So I got a very creative way. I say, very simple. You have a lot of money. I teach you how to use money. You set up a trust. You tell all your children that there will be a family trip every year without fail, even if the 2 of us are not around. There will be a travel event company being hired. The travel trip will be 7 days, 6 nights. Everyone can come. They will be coming via business class, wherever you are. The 7 days, 6 nights, you stay in a 5-star hotel. Everything will be paid. If you come, there will be $1,000 spending money. You will come or not? 现实, right? I know also. You will come. At the start, maybe initially, awkwardly, never see your brother for so long. But you know, family trip, holiday is the best time to bond, correct or not? So, if something like that happen, number 1 rule, don't come, no reimbursement. No reimbursement. Number 2, you come, you spend time together. There's spending money. You talk, you spend time, 7 days a year. That's it. You do this, after a while, it becomes a habit. Every different family will get to choose the destination. Then you just allocate the task to a travel company in Singapore and get it done. Difficult or not? No, it's called creative thinking. It's called making your wishes come true. It's making sure all your 3 children will get to meet each other again. Mr. and Mrs., do you want that to happen? A lot of people spend their life building wealth, but you never understand this wealth that you build. How can it help you to create the outcome you want? Correct? The outcome you want is not all your 3 children to stay in separate time zone and then never talk to each other again, So this is a creative way to use a trust, where money can be used to bring something more valuable out. It's called relationship. It's called closeness. So that's one version you can do. Many things are inside, okay? Conditions, everything. It's all wrapped up in a trust arrangement. So this is one of the versions I do. The other version I did, Uncle Ahmad came to see me. They said, Darren, I saw your videos and I wanted to find a way to make my grandchildren and my future children remember me. Wow, I say, why must remember you? It's very sadly, when they're young, I hold them baby, their first month, I'm so happy. Then I take so many photographs with them, but they don't know me, I know them. I want them to still feel my love, even I'm no longer around. So I designed a trust structure that goes like this. Let me try. You, help me a bit. If every year, your birthday, your Chinese New Year, and your Christmas, you got $1,000, will you be happy? So you know where this is going, right? Every year, the Akong Ahmad Trust will come out $1,000 during the birthday, Chinese New Year, and Christmas. This is Akong's gift to you. If you receive such a check from Akong Ahmad, will you be gamtong or not? Yeah. Come with a card somewhere. From Akong Ahmad Family Trust. We wish you happy birthday. This means what? Akong Ahmad still remember you. Money is awesome. But if you know how to make money reproduce itself in a different way, called feelings, is even more awesome. Agree? So this is how a trust can be done. So now give you some context what you can do with this new superpower that you know. Okay? So now you know what is a trust. You know how to use a trust. Fantastic. Let's talk about why a trust is useful. There are many reasons why a trust is useful. So many reasons. Not all of them will apply to you. Not all of them will apply to you. So don't be greedy. Everything also want. This is not buffet. Okay? But if you need a trust for creditor protection, I will have a very serious conversation with you. You might come to see me because you say, wow, Peter Kui lost all his condo under daughter. How OK Ling lost all the GCB. How I don't want to lose all this also. Then I will ask you a few more questions because you're trying to do up a creditor protection trust. And it's expensive today. Why? Because back then, when the weather was sunny, no rain, no thunder, they don't want to protect the houses. Because to them, to put the property into a trust is extra stamp duty. The time the stamp duty, how much? Same more, 3+% only. Cannot see beyond the 3+%. So don't want to put. So Keng do a lot of different way. Put under daughter's name, put under this and that. Now you ask them again, I think they want to do it. Because today to put a property into a trust is 60%. Nobody will do it. 60%. Nobody will do it. Transferring a property to a trust, nobody will do it anymore. It's too difficult and too expensive. And why you want to do it? So I stopped having this kind of queries anymore after the government set up this stamp duty law. Back then, in their time, before 2008, do you know something about Singapore? Before 2008, Singapore actually has stamp estate duty. So those of the earlier richer Singaporeans all trying to find a way to go out of this estate duty. It's only after 2008 there's no more estate duty. So that's why I say creditor protection not really important to you, then you don't have to aim for this, because you have to do an irrevocable trust without yourself as the beneficiary. This one cannot anyhow do. Okay, so I tell you first. Why am I saying that? Because now I want you to know there are some trusts that you can set up that's revocable. Some trusts you set up irrevocable. So these are the nature of the trust that you set up. So I'm going to go straight to tell you about 3 blind spots when you plan your legacy. Did I hear a question? No, right? Okay. 3 blind spots. What are 3 blind spots? First blind spot. You fail to protect the beneficiaries against external influences. What does it mean? Today, this kind of SMS telling you that you got parking fine. How, sir? You got parking fine. What you do next? Pay, huh? So you quickly do what? Wow, why LTA tell me I got parking fine? You will press, right? Yeah. Then how? What happened next? Scam. Oh. The very first person don't know that was a scam. So press, right? Many people will have lost their money before now you know it's a scam, right? Can I ask you one thing? How you tell this is a scam at the start? Huh? Until people lost money, then you start to know, right? So let me tell you something about Singapore and the whole world. As of 25 June, there have been a lot of money lost to scam. How much? Up to 4 million. 200 people have been scammed. Even now, with so much education on protection, there's still 200 people in Singapore scammed for the first 6 months. And the amount is close to 4 million. Let me tell you, I cannot blame them, because very smart people have been fallen to scam also. Correct or not? Very smart people have fallen to scams. They are senior counsel also, by the way. GIC also fell to scam. So you cannot say those victims are quite not smart. No, it's the scammers are smarter. So I tell you something. You think to be scammer must be smart? Very smart. They all have very high IQ. Must be one. If not, how you go and cheat people? So I tell you something, if you have very smart friends, you must be careful. Okay. So look around. Anyone in Mensa or not? Anyone in Mensa? No Mensa. Okay. Mensa is the society for very smart people. Okay. So I'm telling you that today you have to know there are many scammers and they're very smart. They know who are 54, turning 55. Vulnerable. Because once you are 55, a lot of money come out. The other vulnerability is this: special needs dependence. So this story is about a boy whom was cheated of money. Okay. Love scam victim with special needs waited in vain at Tanah Merah Ferry for girlfriend. What was the loss? Luckily, the loss is not big. How much? $100. Heng. Got to know this girl. The boy is in Singapore with an intellectual disability. Fell for a woman he got to know on social media. Transfer $100 to her. Then waited at Tanah Merah Ferry terminal. Never come, of course lah. So I'm just going to have to be honest about this. There are a group of parents in Singapore today that are very concerned because they have really special needs dependents. And they wonder how their children will ever be protected from all this. So when they come and see me, I tell them to do a few things if they can. So this is where I move into special needs planning, a trust structure. Now, it doesn't only mean people with special needs. I'm also saying another word: vulnerable beneficiaries. Who are vulnerable? Today, another group of people called the elderly aging population are also vulnerable, especially if the parents that you want to distribute money to doesn't know how to manage money. And then they have very soft ears. And then suddenly everyone is their best friend. Because why? They know you got money, borrow money, very easy one. So do you want to protect those elderly dependents? Then you must have a structure. Okay, so now I will just share with you a little bit of the structure, how it's done. So for those of you who have friends who are having such dependents, then you must tell them there's this company called SNTC, Special Needs Trust Company, set up by government, not by us. Government is also very concerned about these dependents. Every parent with a special needs child will tell you, I wish I can outlive my child. But not possible. Right? By the normal timeline, not possible. But they all wish I can outlive my child. So since we realize that we cannot outlive the child, we set up a structure that's beyond us to protect the child. Then you have to understand this thing called SNTC. So SNTC is Special Needs Trust Company. Basically, it's government supported. The trustee is Special Needs Company, managed by Public Trustee Office, principal guaranteed by government. Minimum is 5,000. Small to start, easy to do, and you should do it if you know of a friend who has such a dependent. Tell them about it. But the clients that we see, they have assets. There are quite a lot. Properties, company shares, equities in the stock market. Then you realize you cannot all put into the special needs trust because the SNTC is very simple, plain vanilla. They only accept cash. So if you say you got condo and landed house, you want to give to the special needs trust, they don't take. Sorry, you only accept cash. Then you have, yes. Cap, not that I know of, okay? But I'm not the best person. The SNTC can be invited here to give you another session. But what I want to say is that at least they tell you it's government protected. So if there is a situation whereby the client has good assets like houses, stocks, like if you hold DBS shares from 30 years ago, wholesale, right? Those of you laughing, what I know you have. $50 already now, okay? You'll be ashamed to sell straight and then convert to cash and put to SNTC. Then you need another structure. It's called hybrid. So the hybrid is what? Hybrid is to set up what I call a hybrid trust. You have a SNTC and you have a private trust with us. So all the assets that are able to grow with time, asset accumulation, asset growth kind, like properties, freehold properties, landed. You have good shares like Singapore 3 banks that you bought donkey years ago. You can all put into your private trust. And your private trust can then fund the SNTC trust. Because SNTC only accept cash. Now, if you have a private trust, what does it mean? It means that if you put 10 million inside, and it grows at 5% a year, that's generating 500,000 every year. And it can generate 500,000 forever. So you can fund your SNTC trust. So this is what we share with our clients. A trust structuring hybrid to take care and still hold your good assets. And of course, that private trust can take care of all the beneficiaries. The difficult situation with most families that have special needs dependent is that most of the attention is focused on the special needs child, while the rest of the normal child are forgotten or a little bit not taken care of so well. And it causes what we call a lot of moral issue. They are what we call glass siblings. The parents all focus on the boy or the girl because this one needs a lot of care. Then the rest of the normal one, you won't take care of oneself. That's why we tell our clients, you set up a proper way to take care of everyone and then take care of the child. That's the best. Then at least your children in future will still check in on the other child. Otherwise, you make your children hate the other child. Sure. This is the SNTC. Okay, yeah. But anyway, the good thing about SNTC is they have a case officer. So there will be periodic visits, which is what we don't do because we are a trustee. We don't make regular visits. We manage assets. We distribute money. We pay to whatever public institution that needs the funding, but we don't really check in. Okay, so that's why you combine the two. It's a good thing. Not only for what we call the special needs dependent, even if vulnerable beneficiaries, you can also set up something like that. Can? So can I move on? Good, okay. Now I want to talk about the strategies of funding. There are many ways to fund. So insurance proceeds is very popularly used. And when you set up your own private trust, you can nominate the insurance proceeds straight to your trust. Just like what you can do now with your insurance policy. You can do nomination, right? But with a private trust of your own, you can do nomination, bypass probate. The second one is your CPF. CPF can also nominate to your own trust. And these are the two big asset classes that can bypass probate. The rest have to pass through probate to go into your private trust. So case study number one, this is a case study of a couple in their mid-50s with 3 children, daughter with Down syndrome, want to apply for future but hesitant commit. So these are the challenges usually. And we always tell our client, do not just put everything on the child, you also need to plan for your longevity. If you cannot take care of yourself well, then all the planning for the child also go to waste. So we look after two set of people, the special needs child and the clients themselves. Oh, please do, okay? Yeah. Okay, so you can set up a SNTC trust, you can set up a joint settled standby trust, so the couple can set up all these things and then have these two hybrid trusts to take care of the daughter and the rest of the beneficiaries. Okay, so this is a case study number one. Then this one is, the other one is case study on elderly parents planning for son with autism. So same thing, 70 years old, still trying to care for the child and concern because some special needs have high functioning. Some special needs are low functioning. Today, I even got to know SNTC may also, what I call, reject those special needs with high functioning. So not everyone really gets to set up an SNTC trust nowadays. Because the resources are too limited to care for everyone. So this one is not my call, it's SNTC.
SNTC will send the case officer to
The child.
determine whether the person that is the trustee, rather, the beneficiary is classified under which?
No, at the start of incorporating the SNTC, it must be determined whether this is a suitable case or not.
Who determines that?
Okay, I absolutely do not know who really determines that, but there will be a way to even assess if this child needs really care or not. Today, all I know is that they are looking at those dependents that cannot even look after themselves. Some can look after themselves and can do simple job, but just cannot have money management skill. This kind they should reject because I got one case reject already. Because
does it include the elderly as well?
Elderly will be a different assessment. Okay.
Also managed by SNTC?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, you can also assign to SNTC and you pay out as insurance proceeds to SNTC. But SNTC is not a set growth vehicle. The interest rate they give is very, very small. But if you have your own private trust and the 500,000 is paid to your own trust with a certain investment mandate to put into maybe some ETFs or what, then it could generate a lot more return and fund the SNTC for longevity's sake. Possible. Yes, insurance nomination. There's nomination. Nominate to the, through the insurance nomination to the SNTC trust. Yes. Okay, Ken? Okay, good. So I think enough case study. I quickly go on to the scam thing. I want to just bring attention today, there are many different kinds of scam. With AI today, you really don't know who's calling you. So next time, please have a code word with your family members to prove that they are really your family members. If they suppose say, I need money, better ask them, what's the password for the family? Okay. So 10 years ago, were there such scams? Or were there so many scams? Don't have. But we are today in a situation whereby there are quite a lot of scams. Can you all imagine 10 years later, will there be more scams? There will be. So all the more you need to protect the wealth you build up. Because if you build your wealth so in such a difficult and tireless fashion, all the scammers need to do is to find a way to take it away from beneficiaries. Then wasted all the effort you have. So I want to bring your attention to the next story. This is a story of 2014. I still want to say this story because it's a very classic story. In 2014, this picture came out of a lady with 4 kids. Where's the husband? Passed away, correct. And the husband was working then in Changi Airport. So Changi Airport Group, being a very good employer, raised money. Because why? The family don't have much resources. The insurance payout was only 100,000. But the charity raised 800 over thousand. One of the biggest charity drive. Together, there was close to $1 million for planning for this family. So the wife or the lady over there decided, actually, I know what to do. 200,000 for each child. Got 4 kids, ma? Then she herself say, I take 150,000. Initially, she wanted to have a financial advisor to meet her and tell her how to plan. But she did not follow through. She flew the aeroplane on the financial advisor. So when that happens, what happens next? She own self manage. How she manage? She spent 50,000 to repay debts and took a very short holiday in Genting. $500,000 invested in the elder brother business. Folded after 6 months, mind you. Folded after 6 months. You invest $500,000, folded after 6 months. Sometimes Sometimes transfer. Sometimes I really think the scammers don't have to live very far from you. You try out today, you tell everyone you BPO or you Toto or Big Sweet or whatever. You see what happened? Everyone asks you treat already lah, go holiday lah. Everyone thinking of ways to spend your money for you. So the elder brother also spent ways to spend the money on himself. $500,000, 6 months disappeared. She was so sad, she decided to make herself happy by spending 400,000 in 5 months. What she spent, I don't know. But after 1 year later, this is what she looked like. After 1 year of receiving the money, this is what she looked like. So can I ask, short poll, if this family is still raising money, will you all still donate? No. I also think we won't be beaten twice. It only goes to show that money in the hands of people who cannot manage, right, is really going to be scammed by other people. And what's the other moral of the story? Don't fly airplane on your financial advisor. If you have an appointment, just go. They will do their best to help you. You fly the airplane on them, that's what happened to your money. Disappear. Because everyone has an idea how to spend your money for you. So remember the two morale, okay? And therefore, I want to tell you about the second blind spot. The second blind spot looks like this. Failure to incorporate ring fencing mechanism for your beneficiaries. I will now tell you the story. Ring fencing mechanism. This story is about John and Jane. John and Jane. So the story is this. John and Jane married in 1996, but they divorced in 2007. How many years of marriage? 11. During the 11 years, they were at the start, staying in John's house. Then they moved out in 2002. After they moved out in 2002, 5 years later, they divorced. Then in the whole proceeding, you were told that actually in 1999, the house that they were staying in, the landed house, which was owned by John's father died. So in 1999, the house actually transferred title to John. And they stayed inside for 3 years as a husband and wife until 2002, then they moved out. So matrimonial assets means what? Means that we come together, we manage this asset together, and we now call this a matrimonial asset. So now Jane is filing for divorce. And recall back the history. We stayed in the house together in 1999 until 2002, ma. The title did change over in 1999, what, right? So by right, if I file for matrimonial asset division, this one I should have a good chance. Do you all agree? Agree, right? So she went with a lot of courage to go and do it. But guess what? She failed. Why? She didn't expect that in the late ex-father-in-law's will, the late ex-father-in-law says that after he died, the property shall not be transferred until 5 years later. 5 years later. So he died in 1999. The actual title deed of the house transferred in 2004. By then, 2004, where were the couple? Already moved out already. Already moved out. So this house now, is it still considered as a matrimonial asset? No. That's how she lost her filing for matrimonial asset division because the house was never the ex-husband's to begin with. All the time they were staying inside. So now everyone is looking at this case and say, wow, how come the father-in-law so smart? No lah, he's not so smart. He just tried his luck and put in this. He didn't expect he would save the house. He didn't expect, he really didn't expect. Because he's read so much about all this drama that happened after people die. So he say in his will, nothing shall be transferred. 5 years later. So no drama. For 5 years, nothing will change. And then he actually saved the house for his son. So now I also, yes.
If he had passed away and the property transferred to the son, that one wouldn't be included because it's a
Inheritance asset cannot, if you, okay, this is a short, small tip to teach everyone or share with everyone. Don't say teach, okay? When you give assets to your children, teach them how to guard it. You give them 100,000, they straight put into a joint account. What does it mean? So a house, you give them the house, then they invite the spouse to stay together and then turn the house together and ask the house, you go and do this for the house. I go to do this. Then what does it mean? Matrimonial asset also. So it doesn't mean inheritance asset will never be matrimonial. It depends on how you manage it. We had a case, I'm not going to be featured here. The husband told the wife, oh, baby, we can use this money and go holiday. Hubby's ready lah, you say all this kind of thing. Most of the rich people never teach their children how to do anything. So character of the assets become matrimonial. So I hope I answered your question. But in this case, what I want to tell you is that this late father-in-law didn't know. He just wanted things in the family to be stable and not any more drama. So nobody can quarrel about family division. Because you know, after the funeral is over, most people start thinking how to split house already, what? Then nothing can be split off 5 years, or? So accidentally save the house.
So for this, right, put it on hold and trust, right? Is there a need to pay this?
No, because after death, the property gets transferred into a trust, there's no stamp duty. All of us have one free pass. You live once and you die once. So you make use of that chance how you want to die.
Sorry, after during this 5 years, title under estate.
Yes, it's under the trustee management.
Then is it property tax account or?
Sorry? Okay, this one too detailed, I don't know. We must take out the law and see.
But it was not mentioned.
No, but the very act of delaying inheritance means that the executor in the will now become the trustee also. You must know, okay, this one, sorry, because I was told today's topic is on trust, so I didn't touch about the wills and everything. Everyone who has done a will knows that you appointed an executor. This executor's job ends when he finishes distribution. But what if the distribution cannot be finished? Then his job title changed to trustee already, accidentally. So there will be a trustee that's inside holding the house for 5 years. Wow, this one very tricky. I cannot ask this kind of question. This place, I ask this question, you want me to die? Camera one, hello. We shall not talk anything about the case. I didn't say,
I'm just saying
there are some families, their whole house is lawyers still get it wrong. I don't know. I don't want to say anything, okay?
I'm just saying
yeah.
So, I mean, he or she will become
okay.
trustee.
Okay, correct. Second rule I have when I do planning, I don't allow my beneficiaries to be executors one. Okay? Okay, planning principle. Sorry, after I've done this for so many years, I start to have some planning principle. Number one, you can come to my office and tell me how you want to do your plan. I can listen to you, and then I can be, number one, your instruction taker. Do. Number two, I listen, finish, I tell you what cannot be done, and I won't do it. Because I tell you why I don't do it. One of the things I don't do is I don't allow my clients' beneficiaries to be executor, unless it's only one beneficiary, one executor. Then okay. If it's a group of beneficiaries, I don't allow any one of them who's a beneficiary to be executor for the whole family. I don't. I've seen too many dramas. Cannot. So I will ask the client to choose a neutral executor and trustee. That's how I do it. If you're interested to know more, we will take it offline, but this is planning principle, because that's how I plan. Yeah. Okay, this is getting very technical. I didn't expect to talk about this, but I will take out the case law and have a look again. But I did not address this, and I don't think the case. Anyway, all these case studies are not only for my privileged eyes. You all can download one. E-litigation, high court cases, all in Singapore, all got judgment passed. You can download PDF. Okay. My point here wasn't talk about taxation, because that's not the aim of the thing. But I appreciate your question. I will go and find. Oh, sorry, I missed it then. Yeah.
This rental yield that was collected, accumulated over the
My last recollection, the rental yield collected, number one, there wasn't rental yield because the house was staying by them. So there's no rental yield. Number two, even if the house was still rented out, this rental will be collected as part of the trust proceeds and not be distributed until 5 years later. So John also won't get anything during the 5 years. Okay? Yeah. So this now addresses a very common question I always get. Parents come and tell me, Darren, I'm not very greedy. I don't want anything from my in-laws. I just don't want my child to lose the things I give to him. How can you help me to do something about this? Then I will set up a ring fencing structure, something similar to this. Okay, because everyone distribute your assets in a very simple fashion. When I distribute my client's asset, I will have a rationale why I do this at this stage, why I do the property at a later stage. I don't have to distribute everything at one go. Today, I just came across a story. A Hong Kong rich billionaire died. Set up a trust fund. He died with billions. His son, daughter-in-law, everyone in the family gets, how much? 50,000 Hong Kong dollar. Is it? The trust can last for 1,700 years. So what I'm trying to tell you is that today, when you have people you cannot trust to manage money, then it's best to give them bits and bits and bits throughout. In this case study, what I was trying to share with you is that the trust can be used as a asset ring fencing if you give the property only to your child after all the tribulations of life has been finished. Don't have to always give at 35, ma. Correct or not? You can give later on what? I have some clients who even say, if you're a US citizen, don't give. Why? Because you don't want it to be taxed, what? Global taxation is real. So that's the story I want to say. Well, if I continue, cannot finish it. We take it offline if you want, but today I only prepared 2. Okay, but yes, we can have a discussion again. But there's many cases. You can go and do a lot of check how people do ring fencing. Okay, nothing is entirely mine. So what I'm doing is not proprietary. Okay, I study a lot of examples from the Western families in the world. How many have heard of this Rockefeller's family? Later I talk about that. How they use. Later I talk. Sorry. If I say now, then I skip the thing and I can end already. Okay, so matrimonial assets now you all know. This case, sorry, whoever is interested in the title, the details, right? Download this case study, TQM versus TQO 2016. Download out. You can read the full facts. I only pick out the salient points I want to address and share with all of you. Okay? Okay, so we continue on. And I want to tell you today, helping your next generation understand what is a marital asset protection plan is very important. Education. You know how to make money. You must also teach them how to protect the money you're going to give to them. Otherwise, it will be lost. So the third thing I want to talk about is this. Let's not keep thinking about planning for death, because 99% of the time, you probably live quite long. But the way we are going to live long also has some important perspectives we must be observant about. How we're going to live until so old and what kind of quality of life. So I hereby want to tell you about planning don't always have to be for death. It should also be for living. And I want to introduce you this thing called LPA. Most of you have done LPA, Form 1. Great, Form 2, excellent. You took away my thunder. Okay, good. Someone in the audience did Form 2. I'm happy for you. Why? Form 1 is what government thought is useful for most people. So they came up with this concept of the mental capacity, and we are very fortunate. Singapore has it. Malaysia is still trying to get it done. They introduced it last year. This year they're going to talk again. Haven't got it. So because of Mental Capacity Act, and before this act came out, every person who went through mental incapacity, their families are the ones who suffer because of this thing called deputyship. Deputyship is a very difficult process. Waste money, waste time. When all that's necessary is just to quickly assume ownership and take over the caring of the person. So when you do Form 1, it means that you are very lucky. You can find a person whom you can trust to do everything for you. But time and time again, we are tested. Our faith in humanity is always tested. When new cases come out, oh, like they also can cheat the father. That's why you have to do Form 2. Huh? Why? Form 2 means that you now have one more option. You can employ a corporate CFO like us, trustee company, like us to guard your assets for you, because no one can be trusted. So nobody knows how to use Form 2, but now Form 2 is a customized arrangement of your mental capacity, incapacity decision making. And one of the best things you can do is to appoint a licensed trustee company as your donee for properties and affairs. When that happens, you straight away now bring in a corporate company, look after all your assets, guard it for you. All the ins and outs will be documented very clearly in the statement of accounts, like a corporate audit like that, accounting firm like that, how we do it. So this is what you can do with your Form 2. You can appoint us. Of course, we cannot become your caregiver. We don't stay with you. We cannot make caregiving decisions. So you should still choose a person to do welfare decision making for you. But the best thing is, we can just pay to whichever institution your personal welfare donee decides. And they don't have to touch money. And when they don't have to touch money, their integrity will always be protected. Because once people touch money, a lot of questions come to us. Why are past money not enough? What do you do? You know, the commercial is how it goes, right? Now, that's how the commercial went. So I want to introduce LPA Form 2 to let you know that you can do a different kind of LPA, especially if you are not so sure who can be your donee when the right time comes. And people are always tested. Because when that person is doing the job, you never know what was the person's financial position. Okay, so I want to tell you this story. Again, it's a newspaper sharing. Title says it all. 2021, January 25. The court strips the woman's power granted under the father's LPA after she took money from his business account. So you can tell it's a very dramatic title already. I cut short the whole story and I summarize for you. Timeline. June 2017, X and Y are sisters. They became the donees to their father. 1 month later, the father got into a stroke. Wow, so lucky. Lucky because they did LPA before that. Okay. So the LPA just nice came into effect. And the two sisters became the donee. Y was already helping the father with the business. So what business are they running? They ran a funeral parlor business. They are in the business of organizing funerals. So they are known as funeral directors. And funeral directing is mostly a COD, cash on delivery business. So the daughter Y was already helping the father. Naturally, once the father went into that state of stroke, the elder daughter just took over the business. But guess what? She not only took over the business, she also took over the money. Collected the money, put into her own new company that she set up. Also in the funeral parlor business. And then she take and take and take. Until one day the younger sister asked the sister, how come no money one, Appa? Appa, how come no money? You're so busy every day. I'm sure there must be money. Where's the money? After a few rounds of cannot start to understand, the money was taken. Make the decision to take the sister to court. Otherwise, cannot stop. Maybe give many chances, but still don't want to stop. Don't want to stop, then you have to get the court email. So the court stripped the elder sister Y's power to be a property and affair donee. Then you start looking at life in a very different fashion. Wow, daughter also cannot trust, and who can I trust? The thing is this, when the doneeship comes to effect, you have no idea what is in the person's mind and what are their thinking and their financial background. Today, I'm starting to hear a very horrible story. People are bringing their elderly parents to Malaysia, check into the nursing home. 3 months later, gyro cut, phone also cut, and don't want to bring back the parent. This is starting to be something that's worrying because it's difficult. And when the parents go into a situation like that, they did not do any planning, so there's not much money. And the children are also in a very difficult situation financially. And then they have to make what is the next best decision. So what is the problem with today's LPA that everyone is doing? You didn't do planning. You didn't do this thing called funding analysis. That's why you just choose a person. You never choose the person and give the person money to care for you. You just choose only, choose already, then the person chosen. Then money in the bank account, the father no money. The Mental Incapacity Act says that the donor can take your assets to care for you. But if there's no asset to care for you, then use whose money? That's the problem with today's LPA planning. A lot of people just choose donors, no funding analysis. So let me tell you the problem if you still have friends who don't want to do LPA. The burden is not on them, it's on their family members. Accounts are frozen, family members are stuck, decision making is slow. Yes? No, it's only for assets in Singapore. Incidentally, I have Malaysian coming over from Malaysia to Singapore to do LPA form. Not necessarily Form 1, and not necessarily Form 2, but at least Form 1. Because Singapore assets, you can use Form 1, even though it's a foreigner. Okay? So accounts are frozen, burdens on the family, difficult to make decisions. That's why I tell you, the Straits Times really says it very correctly. It's never too early to make. But they didn't tell you how to make it well. They just tell you never too early, but he never tell you how to make it well. So let me also share with you. During the time you are doing an LPA planning consultation with me or with any of my colleagues, we will do this thing called a stress test. I personally feel that life, you should be selfish one. This is the moment to can be selfish because I will focus on self-care. Why? Because you cannot imagine your parents, your family will take care of you automatically. You better take care of yourself. So self-care is my first priority when I talk to my client. And I'll stress test the rest of all these things. Okay? And just to let you know, if you have insurance coverage, I will ask you to bring your advisor along. And I'll ask your advisor, what do you buy for the client? Because I will tell you all the different scenarios and I'll ask how much will be paid out. If your advisor tell you, hey, this one, only 600 will be paid out, then I'll tell the client, 600, people are getting 5,000, you got 600 only. In disability, you got 600. Then how? You use what with the 600? So let me tell you, all the insurance plans you buy, there's only one moment of truth. This is the moment. I'll stress test for you. So, quick understanding of mental capacity doesn't mean you forget your keys, you are already mentally incapacitated. No, no, no. Mental incapacity is about whether can a person understand, retain, weigh, and communicate the information. So when you start losing your keys, don't keep telling people you're dementia. You're not. Far from it. Just for the moment, you got brain fog only. Brain fog only. You're not dementia yet. Huh? So don't keep so fast to qualify yourself as dementia. Please, please, please. Huh? The papers also did a study. So I also want to ask all of you the question. How many of you here are afraid of getting dementia? I also. So I raised my hand very high. You know who else is more afraid? Who else is more afraid? Caregiver more afraid. So who are trained in caregiving? Who got degree in caregiving one? Who got PhD in caregiving? Nobody, right? I studied for so many years, I also don't know where is a PhD for caregiving. Everyone stepped into the role accidentally, not prepared, and having a lot of hardship. Don't have one. If you want your caregivers to have an easier life, what must you do? Huh? Sorry? Correct. Money is now the solution to relieving the burden on your caregiver's life. So that's why I tell you, money is so important. The same study says what? Husband and wife, 50 years old, man has dementia, survive for 10 years. What's the financial impact? Number one, wife says, alamak, my allow is dementia. I'm the Abu, right? I also quit my job, look after him. So both quit their job. Both are earning an income of about 6,000 a month. Both quit their job for 10 years. Plus the extra money needed to care for someone who has dementia. Altogether, the financial impact is 1.7 million. 1.7 million. High or not? High. Then scenario B. Wife say, too expensive. I go work. I hire a helper. Hire a domestic helper. The whole financial calculation impact is still $1 million. Still $1 million. Also quite high, right? Third one, I scared my allow kena ill-treated by the helper. I bring my allow and put into the nursing home. Safer. The impact is still 1.2 million. So for those who are already in this stage of retirement, before you keep booking your ticket to Japan, Hong Kong, London, US, please set aside how much? 1 million, 1.2, 1.7. Set aside first. Don't keep telling your son, your daughter, this house is for you. You cannot take it back. Because when you need the 1.2 million, they say, this is mine. I'm not going to sell it to care for you. And then your caregiving arrangement will be very compromised. Be selfish. Agree? Be selfish. Later you'll go back. That's why I tell your children will hit me one. What seminar you go? Why you come and tell me all this nonsense thing? Huh? Does the speaker tell you be selfish, then tell you to spend everything yourself? But it's true what? Can. Give my name. I'm not afraid. Give my name. Then when it's the time for them to plan, I also plan for them the same way. You have to be. I've seen parents who are too generous. Everything want to give away. I say, Chotomate, you haven't used it for yourself yet. Keep for yourself first. Just to give you some perspective of life, can I just say one thing? I think all of you here cannot qualify for means test subsidy one. You cannot qualify one. So you will end up paying double. Renci nursing home cost you 1,600 after subsidy. You are not qualified. 3,200 please. Grace Lodge, 1,600 after subsidy. You won't qualify. 3,200 please. Since all of you will be disqualified, you get ready to pay 4,000 to 5,000 a month for your own nursing care. You won't pass one, I tell you. If you can come to my talk, you are definitely not the bottom one. So prepare. Enough money. Yes. Don't know. I also won't qualify, so I never bother. Why you want to get there? You want to get right down there? No need to ask lah. Can be your client, can be your client, cannot qualify one. Trust me. It can be your client, cannot qualify one. Why you bother to even find out? So let me just tell you a few things. The correct way to do LPA. You want to know the correct way? Number one, with funding. You yourself should review back your own LPA format if you do. Then go and calculate how much money you're leaving behind. Don't leave $1,000 and tell your son, take care of me, okay? Your son say, okay, I'll bring you to JB. Right of life. Can I ask today, anyone here feel like you got a lot of spare cash, can lend people money? Don't have, right? You got a lot of spare time, can help people do a lot of errands? Don't have, right? Everyone here got 24 hours also 不够用, not enough to use. Now your son and daughter suddenly have to be caregiver. Where are they going to find the extra time? Worse, where are they going to find the extra money? Is this reality? This is reality what? I'm not trying to tell my clients the hard, blunt fact because I want the plan to be robust, structured, and planned properly. This is my professionalism. Okay? So, correct way to do LPA is, first of all, MIF. Your family will take care of you. MIF. It's a MIF. They won't. If they do, it's called bonus. MIF number 2, LPA is for the elderly. No. LPA is for everyone. The youngest, I think I remember in papers, to get considered as mentally incapacitated is someone who's in the late 30s, a tuition teacher, if I'm not wrong. Okay? I lose control when I do LPA. No, you don't understand the law. Only when it's mentally incapacitated, then the control goes to your donee. If it's not POA, a lot of people confuse lasting power attorney with power attorney. Different. The word lasting in front means that only when it's that situation of mental incapacity, then it's considered as triggered. Okay, the LPA is permanent and cannot be changed. Wrong. $25 to change it. My client keep changing one because after they see me, they'll change. Yeah, after you come and do the LPA and see me after you change already. If you sit down with me, you will change one. Trust me. So there are 22,000 LPAs gonna revoke now, being revoked at the moment in Singapore. Let me tell you, the number will go up higher because there will be more people revoking the LPA. Why? Sorry? I don't have so much. Today, the max I make is only 40 people here. 22,000, I haven't met 22,000 people before. But I'll tell you something. If I want to care for my parents and I don't have the means, and my parents also did not leave me money, I will go and revoke my LPA. And I'll go and tell the government, can you please take care of my parents? I really cannot. Social services take over. No choice. You will think of a way lah. You think of a way. Okay? And the other reasons why LPA can be revoked, your donee become bankrupt. Then cannot be your properties and affair. Fun fact, okay, not fun fact, it's a fact, okay? When a person is married, the will is revoked. You all know, huh? But when a person is divorced, the will is not revoked. The divorce doesn't come with automatic revoking of your will. So a person who did not revoke the will after divorce means you're stuck with the old will and you go to the wrong people. Huh? Okay, this one is a topic for another speaker to talk about. Okay, but the LPA is not revoked when what? Sorry, LPA is revoked when there's divorce. Automatic. Will not be your donee inside. So the LPA is funny, it works in a different way. The LPA will be revoked when the divorce. LPA will revoke when it's a bankrupt. So this one you don't have to redo. It's automatically revoked, but the will is not. Okay? Yeah. So there's this case in Singapore when a person becomes flip-flop, can be mentally incapacitated, can be suddenly mentally capacitated. Which case is that? You know or not? Don't know. Famous one, eh? The case that's called Yang Ying. Huh? Yeah. There's, all of you go China, don't anyhow bring back a favorite tour guide and become your godson, please. You go China, you just play, don't bring back another person. So this tour guide is so smart, become the godson, then come to Singapore visit, end up staying here. Understood our law, our mental incapacity law, and got himself as the donee. Then made the elderly woman become mentally incapacitated. And then spent all the money away, nearly last opportunity was to sell that Seletar house already. Didn't get there. The niece had it through, if I'm not wrong. Managed to, cannot see really, cannot see. Really go and make a lot of noise until a lot of attention. Then go and see another doctor. And then suddenly the auntie become mentally capacitated already. And they can revoke the LPA. So this is the story in Singapore. Mentally capacitated, suddenly become mentally capacitated again. See which doctor you see only. I don't know which doctor did the first one, because the first doctor sure very stressed one. Yeah, the second doctor sure okay one, because save the world, then the tour guide go to jail, and everything happened. Save the world, the thing. The first doctor sure very scared, I tell you. Huh? Okay, I don't want to say already, okay? This is not my place to say. Hey, how many of you at the launch bought this unit? Got not? Never. Hey, this show flat you never buy? Oh, huh? Very expensive. This show flat never buy. Okay, this is Singapore's most atas nursing home. How many of you stay at Upper Thomson? Don't have. Okay, Upper Thomson has the Singapore's most atas nursing home called Alien Care Suites. Every room inside is fantastic. And they tell you in their website, they got 5,600 square meters of lush area. Hydrotherapy pool, steam pool, gym, a lot of things for you. And then got people waiting on your hand and foot. Wow, you listen also, you shook. Listen, wait on your hand and foot. You also don't have anyone waiting on your hand and foot. Now you go to a place, got hand and foot waiting on you. This place looks like this. It's called Executive Suite. How much a night? 500. Got money, must know how to use. So I tell you, be selfish already. Go and tell your children, this house is not for you. It's for me to buy my Alien Care Suites place. 1 month, 15,000. 1 year, 180,000. 10 years, 1.8 only what? You have lah, don't have meh? 20 years, 3.6. You have sell one house, you can fund this already. And if you don't want this suite, you want cheaper one, look like this. This is called premium economy. $300 a day, 10,000 a month. This is Singapore's best offering. You want also must queue now. They don't have a second one. Okay? So if you got money, this is the best place to live out your last few years. Because you have friends who are like you one. All got money can play. Then you all play mahjong, everything was show. When you have friends who have the same kind of wealth as you and same kind of time as you, it's the best really. Okay? So this is where I want to tell you about Singapore's best offering. Hey, by the way, don't mistake it, I'm not selling. I don't have best interest one, okay? Every time I say this because I also want to get there. But 15,000, I must think very hard. Okay? Now, I want to tell you one more thing that you have and you can do something about it. Our government has been so efficient until every one of you now understand it is my job to take care of myself. So first they come with MediShield. Then all of you upgraded. I'm sure all of you upgraded, okay, with rider and whatever thing. So now you already hedge your hospitalization costs. But the second cost you did not hedge is the disability cost. And so government came out with this thing called Care Shield. Care for yourself shield, okay? This Care Shield says what? There are 6 activities. If 3 of them cannot function, you cannot function 3 of these activities, the insurance will pay out. This is the time I will ask you and I'll ask the agent, your financial advisor, how much will be paid now? If the answer is 600, I tell you straight in the face, $600 only. You don't have alien care suites. You only have not even a suite, okay? Yeah. Then Ren Ci already telling you need 3,200. So you want to have 3,200 or not? If not, you then Ren Ci also don't have a place. So ladies and gentlemen, the basic care for yourself is at least a 4,000 to 5,000 payout during those years when you cannot manage yourself. This is called the physical disability years. Okay? You don't look at your children and ask them for 5,000. They don't have it. They don't have it. They also will think twice. Because they will think, like that means my son cannot go Chinese tuition. Cannot go learning lab. Because these are the challenges your children are facing today. Correct? You yourself as grandparent must bring your child to the learning lab. Wang Lao Si, everything one, right or not? Because education is expensive. Nursing care also expensive. Since your children won't pay for nursing care, you pay for it yourself. Okay? So reserve your house. And that's why I say, is it important to have enough disability insurance? The answer must be a yes. Must be a yes. Okay? I'm going to say something shocking, so you see whether you agree with me or not. Some of you here have in your will say something to the effect that I will distribute my assets equally, properties divide equally, company share divide equally. I will tell you, think again. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Why? Because time and time again, such case study come out again. 2024. Father died. 5 million worth of shop houses left behind for 4 kids. Divide everything equally, like all parents do. So each child has 25%. Correct or not? First 10 years are sui, rainbow. No fight, nothing. On the 11 years, start to have crack. Or start to cannot see eye to eye. Management of the trust asset, properties also cannot see eye to eye. When it comes to voting, also difficult. Because why? Now they go into what? Fractionalism already. 25% each child. Now suddenly gang up. 2 of them form 50%. 2 of them form 50%. So no matter what vote, also cannot outwin each other. End up they go to court to ask for direction. Court says silly idea. Come to here to do this kind of thing. So in life, you think about it again. You really want your children to go through such things, man? So do not do the distribution like that. You force 4 children to share these 2 shop houses. When was the last time your children share something? They go on holiday, also want to have their own room lah. You think your 2 sons will stay in the same room, eh? They also want to have the same room. Now you force the 4 of them to share 2 shop houses. Very unrealistic. Because today, most of them who have a very different thinking about life. So for those of you who are clients here with good assets, let me tell you, there are many good things to do if you have good assets. I will share with you a bit later. So the story continues forward. And again, same picture, but this time around company shares. I know there's a company owner here, and sometimes I will tell my clients, you have 3 children. One is helping you in the business. The second one, happy-go-lucky, choose arts, study outside, do whatever he wants. Third one, still studying. Then your will says that if I die, all my company shares divide equally among 3. Let me tell you, how will the eldest one feel? I do so hard, work so hard, make the company make a lot of money, divide the retained earnings equally among those who are not contributing. Make sense, meh? And I tell you, there will be some resentment. Okay, so these are the stories where I also want to tell you, today, Yeo Hiap Sing, does it still belong to the Yeos? No, belong to which family? Ng family. Why? Because like all traditional Chinese families, when they die, they split their shares equally among all the children, especially sons only at time, back in those days. So if there are 25% share, I got 7 sons. Then how? Each son becomes 25% divided by 7 people, right? Then the next generation, another 7 sons each. After a while, there'll be a lot of people with minority shareholder. Then when it comes to voting, difficult. So back then, Charles Yeo, one side, Alan Yeo, one side. Alan Yeo was then the de facto acting chief for everyone in the Yeo family. Now they all fight and wanted to gain control. One person want to wind down the Yeos, the other person don't want. So end up trying to engage friendly friends to come in and support with money. Ng's family look at one place and they like a lot. It's called the Bukit Timah. The bottling factory was there. So they say, I support you, I buy the shares. But the whole thing becomes them. So let me tell you today, if your family business is built to last, I can tell you whether it will or not. Otherwise, you'll be built to split one. Okay, you'll be built to split one. Why? Because not everyone is contributing equally to the family business. And when you have so many minority shareholders, you have just given everyone a voice, even though they may not be the right person to have a voice. Then that's how family businesses cannot continue. So I want to tell you some good stories here. These are some of the companies in Singapore that you may or may not have seen before. Tender Fresh sold for 54 million. Kim Lee bought it. So for the people in Tender Fresh, they call exit ready. Then you have Floret. Floret is a restaurant in Singapore. It's at one time Asia's most Googled chef. But after he died, the restaurant closed down straight away. Cannot. So some business cannot survive. And that's why I want to tell you, there are many, many more incidents, okay, about how businesses have to plan for exit, disruption, or continuity. Down here, I will not spend so much time, but I just want to tell you, it is quite easy for me to tell whether if your business is built to last or built to split, if I have a chance to sit down with you, okay? And hence, SG Carmart now suddenly become $1 billion, okay? Okay, so I will not go too much into this since there's not many business owners, but generally for business owners, there are many succession planning you have to do, especially when it comes to your shares, okay? So I'm quite cognizant of the fact that it's not new, it's not also early already. Okay, but if those of you who are interested, you can always have a consultation with your own ESP, who is also quite good in this kind of arrangement. We call them buy sell. Okay. Okay, I want to now quickly touch on what we call the most important few things. Number one, when you work so hard, all you are asking for is just these 2 words: abundance and happiness. Abundance may not always refer money. It could be health. It could be a lot of things, abundance. Then when you look at it, why sometimes I don't get the kind of results I want? Because all my friends also have some problem. So now this is the best time to introduce you this person. On the right, you know who is this person, right? On the left, yeah. On the left is this person called John D. Rockefeller. The very first billionaire in the world, when everyone was just trying to be a millionaire, started in US, 1800s, owned the predecessor to Exxon and Esso before they split and become like that. So John D. Rockefeller made his money in oil. And then when he started to see how much wealth he has generated, he started to think what can go wrong. So he ran into what I call principles of planning. So to make sure his generations onwards will never lose anything, he designed three things. One, he designed a trust to hold all the good assets. So the trust holds all the good assets means that nothing will be given to the beneficiaries. So if the beneficiaries have nothing, means they won't lose anything, ma. So that's the first thing. So if today you have good assets, you think of a trust can hold it for long. Number two, he uses this thing called private foundation to do charity. Very good for the family image philanthropy. But actually, it's a very tax-efficient vehicle. So if you know how to use it, good. If you don't know, then maybe you can have a talk with your own consultant. Third one he does, he believes a lot in insurance. Why? So he has this thing called the waterfall method, where when everyone is buying 100,000 insurance, he was buying 1 million. The trust fund he set up buy the 1 million, have the policy assigned back to the trust. Which means what? I use the smallest amount of money to buy the 1 million for future returns. Because all the policy is pledged back to the trust fund. Today, there are 7 generations of Rockefellers, 200 over people. Every one of them will also face the same prospect as me. They will die one day. When that happens, all the money will go back. So the family trust will always be very rich. Everyone who is born a Rockefeller means that you straight come to the world, you have diamond spoon also. Diamond spoon. Everything is provided for you. Best education, best doors open for you to let you make your own money. But you have nothing from the family wealth. But it's called empowerment. And I give you the right resources to start your life ahead by a lot. Guaranteed. So this is what you can do also. Because why? Most of my clients who came to the seminars are also interested in one thing: blessing your future generations with future prosperity and harmony. So I tell you, your last present is to give them by setting up your own family trust. To bless them with harmony and prosperity. Because you've got the assets. You really do. You got good assets that if you now think of a trust structure, can hold it well, and then give the properties, which in my understanding should be properties, a chance to multiply a few fold. By the rule of investment returns, properties generally, on average, is appreciating at 3% a year, on average. Every 24 years, your property portfolio will double. If your 20 million house now can become 40 million and become 80 million, all it takes is time, which you may or may not have. So you use a trust to hold and stretch it. How many of you remember who is Singapore's first HDB chairman? Lim Kim San. When he died, was the GCB sold? No. His third gen sold it, 90 million. I'm sure he didn't buy it for 90 million. I'm sure he bought it for many, 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 many times smaller than that. But he held the trust. He had a trust that held the property until third gen and sold it at the right time. Thiam Siew Avenue. How many stay in East Side? The plot of land sold for how much? 1 billion. How in the world can he afford to buy 1 billion? No, he didn't. He just bought all the good land and then hold it. Use a structure to hold it. Hold until the right time, sell it for the right price. So I'm saying today, all of you here have good assets. You may not have thought thoroughly how to set up the right structure to longevity your asset. I always tell my clients who come to my consultation, would you be interested if I can help you set up your mini GIC? Your mini Temasek holding. You want or not? I have you set up. Guarantee your future generation never be poor again. That's the best thing you can do. Bless your future generation with wealth and harmony. And this is where I share with my planning strategy for them. Okay? So that's what I want to share. What's next is this. Today, you have came here all the way to learn about trust. I hope I've done my part. Did I do my part? Do you enjoy the talk today? Can you give me a round of applause, please? Thank you. Okay, so if you enjoyed the talk today, I'm sure you went away with something useful. Next thing you can do is secure your consultation. Okay, what's next? If you have an advisor serving you, please go to your advisor, okay, who serves you, and then you may want to start talking to your advisor about the things you hear today, and then you can continue on the journey to plan. Okay, I am here to do the education. I'm also here to share my knowledge. And if you like the content I have, you can go and find me and whatever lah, okay? But let me tell you, your own advisors are equally good. They can go and do the thing for you as well. All right? So now I take FAQ. Yes, sir. Your hand very fast.
How can we know that the trust company is passed on?
Wow, sir, you asked the best question the whole night. Number one, as a licensed trust company, reporting to MAS, there is a set of procedure we follow. It's called the Trust Company Act. So if you look at the Trust Company Act, it will tell you what we can do, what we cannot do. One of the things that's important to answer your question is to tell you this thing called the exit program. When a trustee company decides to wind up for whatever reasons, they have to submit a business exit program to MAS, preferably 1 year before, and tell MAS we want to wind down already. MAS will do the last audit, stop us from receiving new customers, and then tells all the other independent companies who are in the trustee line to come and take over. So if you set up a trust with us, your trust will not disappear when we disappear. It will be to another company. I hope that gives you assurance. Number two, trust company, we are young, 18 years old. Some even younger, 1 or 2 years old. But we're 18. Our shareholder is British Malayan trustee, 101 years old. So internally, we also prepare our own succession. If we cannot do the job, we pass it to our shareholder. And they already been managing trust for 101 years. How come got 101 years? Because before Singapore get independent, there were already the likes of a lot of rich people, right? Keong Sai Road and the whole Chinese Clan Association stretch. All the shop houses all belong to trust one. Because if not, how to hold? Which person he holds to? A lot of today, very old buildings are held by trust. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry? British Malayan trustee. Okay? British Malayan trustee, 101 years old. Please Google that up. Yes? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay, good question. I am not a tax expert, but I'll share a little bit. You can verify that. When it goes to the trust, there's a taxation on the trust company, like any kind of 17%. So when we receive it, we are taxed at our level. Then we make a decision by consulting the beneficiaries, because we can flow through to them, and then they report. So if their tax bracket is below, then they report, then we give them the money and they report at their level. It could be less than 17%.
Yeah.
You'll be taxed. You'll be taxed. Yes. Yes, we
every dividend received under the trust will be taxed at 17.
Because it's income.
Okay, 3 days income.
Yes. Well, we tax at 17%. If we tax at 17%, we'll distribute income tax free to your beneficiaries. But if we are not reporting this as 17%, we will distribute the whole lot to your beneficiaries and they report at their tax level. It was only one time. Because if we reported for tax at 17%, we give it to them tax free already. Okay? Yes?
Some guideline can you give about the cost structure for the trust and managing it yearly basis?
Cost structure. Is it part of my slide? I don't have it. Okay, I'm not sure if I can say this, but I'll just give you some broad. Trust planning takes place on many different levels. It doesn't always have to be the expensive level. If your needs are not that complicated, you can start from testamentary trust level, which means you write your trust arrangement in the will. And you need probate to happen before your trust is set up. That one, not very expensive. 1,000 plus, you'll get a good trust, testamentary trust. But if you're looking to do standby trust, then the cost structure is about 10 to 12,000, add together everything. Okay? For a detailed quote, talk to your own estate succession practitioner. They can give you a better quote based on the kind of assets, the intentions you have. But I'm saying not all trusts are very expensive one. Like from 1,000 plus, you can set up a testamentary trust already. Most important thing that we offer you here that most people cannot offer you, a licensed trust company as your executor and trustee. This one, a lot of people cannot offer you that. So they're offering you what? Layman. Ask you to choose your friend, your nephew, or whatever. And then there's a risk of natural person. Correct? So the best thing about doing your arrangement with us is you can appoint us as a corporate executor or trustee.
Sorry, that's the question. How is PMT, British Malayan Trust, their role? It's of course like their shareholder.
They are our shareholder.
Why they operate separately?
They have established much longer than us. We came into the picture, and because of our business, attracted their attention, so they want to buy a stake in us. So that's how it goes. It always starts with them thinking that, looking at us and thinking that, hey, this is a good company that's growing. Why don't we take a stake? Then, like what I said, we're also looking for our own internal succession plan. So it's a good fit.
But the service provider.
Or it's always us doing it, not them. They're just a shareholder.
But they also trust company.
They also, but they're serving a different clientele. Their clientele are definitely not the a very, very high net worth one. The 100 millions and all that, they will look for them.
Sorry, the extension of question 10, 20, let's say setup cost, how would the journey management?
Depends on whether is these assets, properties or cash or equivalent. So we are looking at 0.5% downwards per year. So if you, let's say, put cash with us and tell us to put cash with us or equivalent with us, depending on how much money you put, point something percent, let's say 0.4. What we do is very simple. We are not investment trustees. So what we do is, if you have no investment mandate, we take your money, put into fixed deposit, full stop. Earn 1.5, pay 0.4. You still got 1% every year. So our trust structures are designed to be capital preserved.
That leads to another question, sorry. You said that, let's say I have an LPA, I need, let's say, X amount of money per month. Then how do you ensure, because these investments and all, whether insurance or everything, there is not a sizable guaranteed return or what? In insurance, they talk 2%. How do you mitigate?
Okay, I don't mitigate it because you would have, in our discussions with our clients, we tell you the structure and you get to choose the products you want to support this structure and funding. Well, your financial advisor will be the best person to tell you the different products and what they can do for you. Okay, I cannot do that. I will tell you the structure and then you have to think of the funding. I can only tell you, as per the question that just asked me, what is the cost structure? So we charge point something percent.
Okay.
Yeah, which means that if you don't have any investment idea, the money you give us, we put in fixed deposit, full stop. Surely will cover the expenses of the trust. But will it grow a lot? That depends on you. So we prefer to work with your investment advisor, your insurance advisor, whoever that's considered a wealth manager in the whole equation. Yes, yes. How what? Well, what we do now is we charge 5% of the rental value. So if you got good properties that after discussion you want to put aside into a trust, and the trust maximum period is 100 years, and you think the capital value after 30 years is going to be very high, 5% to be your property facility manager, quite cheap. If your GCB can fetch 100,000, no, 100,000 a year, we charge 5,000 only.
What if owner occupied or tenant?
Then we take AV. No choice. Yeah, AV. Okay, last question. If not, I've got to call you a day because it's already 8:55. Wow, very fast, all time pass. You all laugh, I also laugh, then we all finish the day already. Yeah, so anyone, last question? If not, can you do me a favor? I need you to do one thing. There is a form down there. The last 5 minutes is for me to address your feedback. Address your FAQ plus a feedback. Would you mind helping me with the assessment for today? We'd like to take your feedback back and then work on it so we can give you a better client experience the next time around. Okay? So if you think today's talk you have learned something, please don't be shy. Singaporeans are very shy when it comes to praising. Please don't be shy because today is me. Please be generous. Okay? Yeah. Good. Thank you.